Read my lips. No complacency. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli Zad, and welcome to Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire. Today we're going to talk about an important crossroads that we're all about to enter today on Friday, Good Friday, with this coronavirus, and also talk about how it relates to personal development. But this is a key point. We're talking about the word complacency. You know, one of the biggest factors that determines a 5%er from a 95%er is that 95%ers tend to become complacent, and it can also be the downfall of many 5%ers. And I've known that it's happened. It happened to me. It happened to the person that I admired the most as my mentor, Bob Anderson. All right, but he taught me so many good things. My point is, complacency is a disease that strikes us all, and we are right now at a most important crossroads as far as solving this crisis is concerned with the invisible virus, the invisible enemy. All right, you know, now complacency can happen to us in so many different areas. Let me just remind you of a few. Relationships, you become complacent, you take a person for granted. It can happen in business. Something that you've done is working, it's working, and then all of a sudden the numbers start to go down. You go, oh, it'll go back up. You need to continually inspect the data to make sure that you don't become complacent and keep your eye on the ball. Let me give you some other personal examples, okay? Let's suppose you're somebody that is seeking to work out, and you're looking to sculpt your body to become better, more physically fit. All right, you go to the gym, you work out, you look in the mirror, you come home, there's no change. You do the same thing the next day, there's no change. You do the same thing, no change. Why do you keep doing it? Because you have faith that if you continue to do the right thing, right things will happen for you in the long run. This is complacency. Is if you become complacent and say, well, you know, once you get that sculpted body and then you become complacent, guess what happens? You go back to where you were. That's the way things happen. The key element to avoid complacency is to have consistent good habits. One of the things that helps keep you on the ball is to continually revisit your why, W-H-Y in capital letters, every single day. When you do that, what happens is it motivates you to continue to do tasks that can become somewhat tedious because you're doing them repetitively. What can be more tedious than continually staying home? But if you continuously revisit your why are you doing it? You're doing it because you want to stay healthy. You're doing it because you're a team player. You're doing it because the country needs it. These are the key points. Now, as a leader, you have to be on top of the fact and understand that complacency is a tremendously large enemy that you have to overcome. How do you do that? Well, you share the vision, you sell the dream. You do it with the carrot and the stick. All right? When you're doing it with the carrot, you say, look, do we want to be in our houses forever and ever, or do we want to get outside and get back to some degree of normalcy? You know, you do it with the stick by saying, you know, if you don't do it, this is what's going to happen, and you can show the numbers. I mean, this is the week where we're getting the most number of people dying that we've had, you know, once this virus has started in the United States. We have more people in the United States than all the other countries combined right now that are dying. I mean, it's unbelievably awful. Yet, we will tend to become complacent because we start to see that fewer and fewer people are starting to catch it. In New York, which is the thing that's most publicized. But keep in mind, there's Chicago, there's Detroit, there's New Orleans, there's other areas of the country, and there's areas of the country that haven't even popped up yet. We cannot afford to become complacent. We must continue to inspect and measure results so that we can present hope, but by the same token, we must be careful not to take things for granted. It's like the football team that's ahead by 3 or 4 touchdowns and says, oh, we got this one, no problem, or the basketball team that's way ahead, and they start to relax and, joke around or whatever. Complacency is a killer, and in this particular case, that can be literal. So keep your focus on the guidelines, on the things that we must do. Keep your 6 feet. Be smart. Don't take things for granted just because you're wearing a mask. It doesn't make you immune. Continue to wash your hands. All the things that they're saying, it's starting to work. It's working slowly. We're starting to see the body develop. But you can't stop now, because this particular focus may be the most important focus of your entire life. No complacency. And because we will never end a meeting on a philosophical note, let's all get out there and charge! I'm Eli's dad.